Alright, someone had suggested that I tell short stories, so that's what we're gonna do here. I'm gonna tell a short story. This one is gonna be about the first electric show I ever performed that I did not know, or at least wasn't sure I was gonna perform that night, okay? So for those of you who don't know, I was in a band called The Wag, W-A-G, The Wag, here around New Jersey, and I had replaced their original guitarist. I was the second guitarist. They are now on their third guitarist. But I had auditioned and I got the position, so I had to learn all of their original music that they performed live, plus all the covers that they performed. Now, the shows that they used to do, most of the cover shows would be acoustic, and most of the electric shows would be original material. Although we would do acoustic versions of the original material in with the acoustic sets when we were doing covers and stuff like that. But in general, we wouldn't play covers electrically. But anyway, so I had just gotten in the band, and it was around the Christmas season, so I, in addition, had to learn a bunch of Christmas songs. So I learned a crap load of songs just to be in this band. So one of the first shows that we're scheduled to do is at a place in Asbury Park called the Saint. It's a club, not as big as like the Stone Pony or anything like that, but I mean it's a decent sized club, decent sized music club, and it's being hosted by a local musician for other local musicians, and all the local musicians are coming there, and they're gonna get up and they're gonna play a song, and there's drinks and refreshments or whatever. It's like a Christmas party. And apparently the band had kind of a love-hate relationship, kind of they were frenemies, I guess you would call it, with the guy who was hosting the event. Now, what I had been told by the bassist was that, we're probably going to play acoustic. We're going to do one of our original Christmas songs called Feels Like Christmas. I have a cover version of it on my YouTube. There's another version that the most recent iteration of the band has put up on YouTube, and it doesn't sound like the way it used to sound when I played it with them, I'll put it that way. But I have a cover version of it on my YouTube somewhere. But anyway, I was told we're probably going to do it acoustic because most everybody's going to be playing acoustic, but bring your electric along just in case. I said, well, should I bring my amp? No. Should I bring like my pedal board or like a pedal? Nope. Just bring your electric guitar. We'll figure it out. Okay. So we go there, and I'm milling about, and it comes time when first of all, all the musicians doing acoustic material, and it's quiet, and the crowd chatting is louder than the music. Nobody's looking at the stage. Everybody's just doing their own thing. It's getting close to time where we're gonna go up, and I realized I don't even have a guitar strap. So I asked one of the local musicians, this girl I was talking to, if she could loan me her guitar strap, which she did. I had brought my Brian May that day. Now, I had done videos on that, and if you know, it doesn't sound good with every amp. So, anyway, last minute, the bassist Brian says to me that we're going to go electric. We're gonna do it electric. We're gonna, preserve. We're gonna wake the place up because it's quiet. Nobody's even listening to the music. The drummer, he normally has he had a really, really nice kit, but he was just using the house kit. Me, I had to plug into whatever the house amp was, which terrified me. I was playing with somebody else's guitar strap last minute when it came our time to go up. I didn't know what amp I was getting. It was some kind of little Fender amp. I plugged into it, strummed a couple chords, and it sounded amazing, thank God. I didn't know what I was going to do about the solo, because normally I would put on the overdrive to boost it up a little bit to get a little bit more sustain. But I couldn't do that. I didn't have my pedals with me, but at least, thank God, it sounded alright, so at least I know, alright, well, at least I can, when I'm strumming the chords and I'm playing the rhythm, it's going to sound pretty good. So now we do a sound check. Everybody strums it, we tune up. Everybody strums a few chords. The sound guy gives us the thumbs up, and we launch into it. Now, nobody's talking anymore. It's quiet. Well, not quiet, but I mean, no sound from the audience. Everybody's looking at the stage now. And we play, and then it comes time for the solo. And I'm thinking, well, I'm just going to go for it. I'm going to do my best, I must have had a good sound guy, because when it came time he must have seen that I was going for the solo. The sound guy must have turned it up a little bit, because it just sung perfectly. I nailed the solo. It sounded great. Ended it. There was applause. We got out of there. There was catty words exchanged between the guy who was hosting the event and Brian, the bassist. There was something, I forget exactly what he said, but he said something along the lines of like, oh, I didn't know you guys were going to get up there and wake up the place like that, or shake up the place like that. So he said something like that. I don't know what it was. But I asked Brian, like, are we like, the way he said it, it wasn't like nice, or like, it wasn't like with a smile. I was like, are we in trouble? Like, did we do like, were we like not supposed to do what we just did? And no, Brian was like, no, that's good. That means that he's jealous, So anyway, that was the story of the first time I played electric semi-professionally in front of other professionals with equipment that I didn't know what was going to sound like. It's not the first electric show that I ever, or first electric, the time I played live electrically anywhere. That's a story for another time. But it's the first one I did semi-professionally, so I mean, it was nerve-wracking, but it turned out great, and everybody loved it, and it made the guy who hosted the event jealous, because everybody else was doing quiet, slow Christmas carols, and we got up there and we did our rock Christmas song thing, and everybody loved it, so it was a great time, and it was a lot of fun. But anyway, if you guys have any suggestions for another video like this you'd like to see, if you want to ask me about a certain time, or if something happened to me, or if anything you can think of, go ahead and ask it, and maybe I'll make another video like this, telling another story related to a question that you ask. But anyway, God bless everybody, and have a good night, day, week, month, year, everything. Like, share, and subscribe, and thanks very much. This has been Storytime with Chuck. Hope to see you again, and God bless everybody. See you later.